Good evening, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. This is ArtStory, your local art show profiling your local artists and artist stuff that are happening around. My name is Esler, and today we have a pretty cool show. We have these beautiful people here with us, the Ditrani brothers and friends, and they're gonna be hanging out with us and talking about music and other stuff. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Pretty good.
Nice. Now, Eddie, I've not met you before. Where are you from?
I'm from the northeastern corner of Massachusetts originally, but I moved up here almost a year ago now.
Nice.
And just met these guys a few months ago.
Nice. And you're the drummer. You're the latest at a.
I am, yes. I saw them play at Metropolis a month or so ago, and I was pretty drunk, in all honesty, and so I had a lot of confidence and went up and said, "Hey, you guys ever need a drummer?" And I didn't think they would, and then they did.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Bobby, where are you guys from? What is the hometown?
Well, we grew up in North Bend, Washington. It's a small town, southeast of Seattle, about 40 minutes. Dana's actually also from there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't play together a whole lot there. We mostly started playing together in other places, but that's where we are from.
Oh,
North
really?
Bend, Washington. Yeah.
You guys didn't play as when we were, I guess, kids.
We played independently, but we didn't really play together as much.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's like our thing now, but we didn't do it as much when we were younger.
Yeah, I guess that's like sibling stuff, you know. I just didn't hang out with my sisters that much, but now we're cool. So
Yeah.
So what instruments you play? The guitar, right, Walter? You play
Correct,
the guitar. Do you play anything else or just the guitar?
I recently bought a cello a few months ago. I've been messing around, but the guitar is definitely my main instrument. It's most.
Nice.
Yeah, I know that the best.
Nice. And Dan, you are Dan.
Dana.
Dana. Sorry.
That's okay.
So you played the bass, right? It's like
Yeah.
and that's cool. Did you make that yourself?
I didn't make it. Bobby made it, but yeah, it's definitely like make it at home. You can make it yourself, kind of an instrument. But yeah, the wash tub bass, and I just started playing it maybe 6 months ago, just to start playing with these guys. I had never played any sort of bass before, but yeah.
Is that one of the you play other instruments or?
Yeah, I primarily for the last 5 or 6 years I've been playing the baritone ukulele, and but more primarily even than that I sing mostly. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun playing the bass recently with these guys. So I've been doing that more than anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys, I remember. So I guess you moved here into town like how long ago? Like a year ago or a year and a half?
I think like
2 years
2
ago,
years?
something
about
like
2
that.
years ago.
Bob and I did.
then and we'd leave and come back. And we've kind of been doing that for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But we always end up here for like a pretty long stretch of time in between moving around.
So what made you move to Brattleboro?
Oh, we had a friend who had traveled pretty extensively around the States, and he told us about Vermont. And Bob and I both just finished school, so we wanted to go on a trip and do something. So we took a Greyhound to there's a little town near Burlington called Richmond, and we were woofing on a farm there for a little bit. And then we made some friends, and then somehow we just kind of ended up down in Brattleboro for a few days. And then Bob decided to stay for, I think you were here for like at least 9 months before I was. I went back to Washington for a bit, but it's mostly by chance, I guess.
Yeah.
Just kind of ended up here, you know.
Nice. Where did you go to school?
I went to the Seattle Culinary Academy.
Where did you go to school?
I went to the Gage Academy of Art for painting and drawing.
Nice. Now that's something that I was very impressed, dude. Whenever I saw your paintings,
Oh,
that
thank
is awesome.
Thank you.
Your portraits. Let's do like a little show, and this is some of the stuff that he can do. So yeah, what made you inspired of like this kind of? It's kind of like Renaissance kind of style of like painting, right? Or kind of, I guess not really, but
Yeah.
how would you describe your painting? I guess.
Well, at the school I went to, they called it classical realism, and I studied with Juliet Aristides, and she is a classical realist painter, and the atelier that I was in was for classical realism. So I guess that's what I would call it. I don't know if I would call my style that, but that's kind of what I went to school for. I don't know what I'd call my own way of doing it. But yeah.
Nice. I messed around once. Actually, like I did like 3 self-portraits, and in one of them I made myself the devil. That was pretty cool. It's cool. Like, whoa, this is the ultimate Photoshop stuff.
Sure is.
So, where did you go to school? Did you go to school?
I tried it, went to UMass Amherst, and was not my thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I found that. It's not bad sometimes.
No, especially for the money that they're charging. You know.
Yeah, it's expensive nowadays. Yeah.
So when I dropped out of school, I realized I just wanted to start exploring, and so ended up here
Nice.
for the time being.
Nice. And you're not that far from this area around.
Exactly.
Did you go to school?
Yeah, I bounced around a lot. I started at community college and then went to a private school, and then I ended up graduating from an experimental like liberal arts school in Bellingham, Washington called Fairhaven. It's part of Western Washington University.
Nice.
I studied gender studies and sociology and stuff like that.
Gender studies. That's cool. I see that you have this really cool,
Yeah.
awesome like, tattoo.
Yeah.
Do you have like some activist?
I have activism in my past a lot more than I do now. I try to be involved as much as I can now. But yeah, I was doing social work for a while when I was in college and spent a year working with a social services organization, working with survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. So that was, when I was in college, I was pretty immersed in that kind of activism. But I've been spending time kind of reeling from that in a lot of ways the last few years. I've been finding myself doing more stuff that's focused on myself, but definitely trying to stay focused on things other than myself too.
Yeah. One of the things that I once heard that kind of blew my mind was like I read this quote that said, when I was young, I was stupid and I wanted to change the world, and I'm old and wise and I want to change myself.
Yeah.
I kind of remember, like, you know, and I also was an activist. And
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
another question that I wanted to say was, how do you guys like Brattleboro? I'm not from Brattleboro either. So how do you like Brattleboro?
Oh man, we come back like every year, so we like it pretty well. It's because it's almost entirely because of the people that we know here. We know a lot, we have made a lot of really good friends, and the community is pretty excellent and very supportive of each other, which is kind of everything you want in a community, really.
Strong community.
Yeah, I've only been here. I just came for the first time in April. We traveled across from Washington, and so I've just been here for a brief time, but I really love this area, and again, like pretty much primarily because of the community, and I've met so many amazing people since I've been here. And obviously, you know, Vermont's beautiful too, but the people make it a really special place, I think.
True. It's like the combination of both people and
the landscape and everything.
what do you think about the art scene here?
I like it. I like how varied it is. There's like so many people doing so many different things, and like the longer you're here, the more you realize there's all these like little corners of people making their own things, and all these like community art shows go on, and like the community is so supportive of that. I like how there's like different shows and random little places. And everyone's got art in all the different shops and stuff, and there's a lot of support for it. Yeah.
Seems very encouraging. Like, people are very encouraged to do, like, to kind of grab hold of whatever strange vision they might have of creating something, and they're like encouraged to do it. which is really great because not a whole lot of places
Yeah.
are supportive of stuff like that.
Yeah,
I see it a lot around here.
I agree. Yeah, it's very supportive. Very supportive. Now I want to talk about the band and stuff. So, do you have any coming up shows or anything coming up
I think
soon?
shows like, let's see, on the immediate horizon, I'm not exactly sure.
We might be playing a show at the Penny General Store on August 12th. We're in the process of the organization and confirmation of that. But yeah, definitely the possibility of a general store show in Putney. But other than that, yeah, we're we're in the process of planning a tour for the fall. So we're kind of embroiled in tour planning right now. So we haven't done as much booking for shows in the summer, but we're definitely hoping to be playing some more shows around here before we leave for tour.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's a website, right, that you guys have, like.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page. It's Ditrani Brothers. I think Ditrani Brothers Music.
Yes, as you can see right below there, it says it.
Yeah, and that's the best way to see what we're doing and what we're up to. But yeah, so we're kind of right now we're like diving into scheduling, tour scheduling, and dates and the logistics.
All that fun
Like,
stuff.
Yeah, all that,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff, all the
It's
tour
a
stuff.
lot.
But it's kind of enjoyable to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
fun.
a lot of dreaming involved. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what this place will be like, or I remember what this place is like.
Oh, I remember how that place smelled. Oh, let's not go there. That place smelled really bad. So usually I go out into the streets, right? And I ask a question to people, and I would like to ask individually all of you guys this question before we go and ask this question to people. What is your favorite thing to do in the summer, creatively?
Creatively. I think making music is still one of my favorite things to do in the summer creatively. Also because you can go outside and do it, go to a quiet little spot somewhere in the river or field where there's no one else. It's nice. Yeah, you can't really do that, especially in Vermont in the winter, which is, so you can kind of get a different sort of inspiration other than, sitting in your room or something like that.
Nice.
Absolutely. Same thing. I love to photosynthesize and use that energy to create more music, essentially. Just love to sit in a nice sunny spot and soak it all up and power myself up and go for it. Just
Nice.
make any kind of sound, even if I'm just screaming, to make sounds.
Nice.
Let's see. I'd also say that in the summer I really like playing music outside. Because in the winter, when it's not so easy to do that outside, it's good for like visual art and drawing and painting and stuff. So I guess music in the summertime. Oh, and it was the first time I've ever had to have my own garden this year.
Whoa,
So
how's
having
that?
a garden. Well, Dana and I both have a garden, but yeah, that's pretty great. I've never been able to do that before, so I've been really into growing. Not, it's pretty small, but for me, it's like, wow, look at all these tomatoes. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, playing music and trying to grow stuff outside is pretty great.
It's been pretty
the
dry
summer.
these days, so
Yeah.
it's good that you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Mine is plant related as well. I make herbal medicine, and being here in the summer specifically has been like amazing for being able to go out and harvest medicinal plants and find, learn about new plants that I'm not used to being around because it's my first time living in New England. But that's been my biggest creative endeavor, I think, this summer especially, has been making tinctures and drying herbs and doing that whole thing. And I just started selling them. The Future Collective did an art market last Saturday, and I sold some stuff there. So that's been a whole other new endeavor, new creative endeavor for me. So that's been fun.
Yeah, the plants here are just like.
It's so abundant.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Because, being from the Northwest, it's abundant there too, but the medicinal plants especially here, it's just like so, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I came from Texas, and there's
nice.
just right now they're showing, like, it looks now similar to this. It's just brown everything.
Yeah.
100-degree weather.
Yeah.
So coming here is like earth, you know.
Right,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
So
Nice.
luscious, yeah.
Well, let's go check out what people said on the streets. This is what I haven't really asked them yet, so we'll go and ask them right now.
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, so my dad's really big into art, and he's on the board of VCP, a local gallery. So I like going there, viewing that gallery walk. That's a big thing in Brattleboro, things like that. And just there's a social occasion, just to meet people and discuss different paintings and sculptures, things like that.
I'd say foraging for plants, and then coming up with creative ways to cook them. I don't know if that counts. I don't know what line we're drawing between fine art and craft and culinary arts. But yeah, I think there's a lot of plant life going on that isn't around at other times of year, and I like to take advantage of that rare window of time.
Are you like a chef or something?
Not quite. I'm mostly like a forager. My silent wife over here is a little bit more of a fancy chef.
What is one of your favorite dishes to make?
I like to make all different. I just like to challenge myself and make different dishes. So I don't really have a favorite dish. We did just make jackfruit jerky that has oat flour. It's gluten-free and vegan. So.
This is delicious.
Yeah, well, we both have dietary restrictions that led us to both being vegan and gluten-free.
It's made from just whole foods that we, some of which we gathered, and it's just
like being creative and using food, which is something that everybody needs to eat. So.
What do you do art-related in the summer?
Play music.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm in the middle of writing my second album now.
You have your second. When is it coming out?
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully, like within a year. That would be my goal. So.
Music. Play music.
What do I do art related over the summer? I read. I do a lot of reading because that's when I have time.
Nice. Is there a book that you're reading?
Right now I'm reading a book about Robert F. Kennedy. And the last book I read was, actually it was a few books before, was Game of Thrones.
How was that?
Oh, that was wonderful.
Is it better than the series?
Much better.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Write poetry.
You can tell me what kind of poetry you write? Or like what is your poetry like?
My poetry deals a lot with metaphysical experiences, like experiences beyond what we can touch and what we can see, things that are portrayed through the mind and relate to like kind of otherworldly experiences, kind of spiritual type stuff. A lot of it is, not all of it.
Whoa, that was interesting. That was a lot of answers I've not heard yet. What you think about that? Cool. Well, do you guys wanna play some music?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, before we go and do that, I wanna also plug in. Have you guys been to the Gallery in the Woods?
Not yet.
No?
I've heard a lot about it. I haven't been there though.
It's a cool place. It's right in front of the what is it called? The Duos. Like I think.
Right.
I think
Okay.
yeah, it's like across from Duos or the community college. Anyways, I went there and I interviewed the owner of the place, and it went pretty good. And I hope you also like it. So we're set up and everything. Let's go back to the to the streets, I guess, to the main street. Boom.
The starting point is way back in the 80s when I was a furniture maker and my wife was making pottery, and we sold our work up in Marlboro where we live. And at some point we were selling our friends' work. We traded our work for theirs and had it for sale as well. And so up in the hills of Marlboro we had the beginnings of Gallery in the Woods. It was us selling our work, and then it was us selling our friends' work, and we did that up until from the 80s into maybe 2001. And we did a bunch of road construction on Route 9, and our business kaput. So we came down here, found an empty storefront around Christmas, and Gallery in the Woods was born. So we're open every day, 11 to 5:30, Sunday 12 to 5. We like visionary and psychedelic art, and we like folk art. So we go to Mexico and buy folk art there because we really love Mexican folk art. You know, just art that's a little, you know, not a covered bridge or a field of flowers, which is all, you know, that's cool stuff too, but we got a different angle. Yeah, just to, if you've never been here, it'll be, it's completely non-threatening. It's not like you got to know anything about art to come in here. This is pretty non-judgmental. It's, you like it, you like it. You don't like it, no big deal. It's accessible. There's, you know, funny stuff. There's, you know, there's stuff like this, which is, you know, that's kind of interesting. And, you know, if you like it, cool. And if you don't, nothing to say. But I think it's almost a graffiti-ish kind of look that he's got going on here. And there's a lot of work in the gallery here that's kind of like that.
All right, cool. So we had some really good, awesome talk, and now they're gonna do some. The Trinity Brothers and Friends are gonna play some good music. This is called Black Tree. So it's a pretty good song. So please enjoy, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.